Mass movements have two major meanings. In a dictionary or in an encyclopedia, mass movements refer to the tectonic plate movements of the earth, where masses of earth form the mountains and the volcanoes that are constantly created and recreated. The second definition of mass movements involves people organizing for justice. When people form a mass movement, it is a group of people that come together in extreme and substantial numbers. A mass movement involves a significant percentage of a population of human beings demanding a goal that is in every case associated with a demand for justice. There have been many mass movements in the history of humanity, and every mass movement was a demand for redress for a large group of humanity in the face of opposition by those who had control of justice at the time. Every mass movement in hindsight is agreed by all to have been a call for justice, and those who oppose the call of the mass movement usually try to explain that they were a part of the mass movement all the time. Nobody wants to be associated with opposing the mass movement, even though mass movements are opposed for years, for decades, and in some cases, for centuries. Human memories do not conform to human actions as it pertains to justice and the maintenance of injustice over humans for long periods of time. This course on mass movements is the information it provides, is an effort that can alleviate the lengthy process that mass movements must endure before justice is prevailed. This course wishes to open the gates of understanding for those who seek justice so that they cannot later deny their opposition, but can actually be held accountable for the denial of justice over lengthy periods of time. The fact that those who seek justice can in fact name a consequence for those who oppose justice might in effect stop the opposing of justice in order to avoid the consequences that humans must consider for those who maintain injustice and who will finally be brought to account for their actions. This course wishes to open the understanding about justice and injustice so that mass movements can effectively communicate the cost of injustice and the will of the people and the consequences for injustice. The reason that mass movements must have consequences is because mass movements convey the will of the people. And those who oppose mass movements oppose the will of the people and must face a consequence for such opposition to the will of the people. A secondary reason that there must be a consequence is because mass movements convey a secondary reason that there must be a consequence to opposing the will of the people is because the opposition is usually maintained by state apparatus that is supposed to protect the people, but that people of peace have suffered unduly in terms of prison sentences for political activity and in terms of assassinations. Mass movements must plan to protect the people who speak truth to power from the powerful that have in their hands the power to legislate against justice and to imprison or assassinate people of peace and justice, such as Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King Jr., and Nelson Mandela. Thank you.